is that long and nothing was taken. Nobody was shot, hurt, killed. Y'all already know that whole scenario. It's hard for me. Maybe I should, if I make a song out of it, maybe I can remember it real fast. Okay, guys, I'm nervous. It's almost time. The interview didn't happen the other day, but it's a go today, and I'm not ready. I squeezed my hair in this little ponytail. Gotta find my little weave ponytail, put it in so I can be ready. Got my little outfit on I had on the other day. No makeup though. I hope this turns out pretty good. And I'm nervous because, like, I don't know, talking about Marcello's case, it's an old case, so it's things that I forgot, and then sometimes I ramble, and I just hope, this turns out really good. All right, guys, it's your girl Cadillac.
Hey, welcome everybody to an episode of Change Starts With Us, Ohio, and Florida today, I guess. We have Keita Cadillac on with us discussing her husband who is incarcerated in Florida. Welcome, Keita.
Hello, welcome.
Okay.
Sorry, thank
sure,
you for having me.
Sure. What year did your husband get locked up?
In 2001, he actually
Wow.
went to jail.
Well,
I'm in prison by 2002.
Okay. What county was he convicted in?
In Orange County.
Okay. I've heard a lot about Orange from a couple other people. Why don't you share with us why he is wrongfully convicted, which I believe you, but we need to convince other people, and we have quite a few people on our YouTube from Florida.
Okay.
Oh.
It was a long time ago, so some things are a little gray. I have to bring back to remember it, but it was the day before school, back to school. I had spent the whole day with my husband Marcello, and went shopping, everything. So I did his hair. He had dreads. I braided his dreads back, which was kind of hard to do because they're like thick and lumpy. Braided his hair, and then I had dropped him off. Dropped him off at his cousin's house. I didn't drop him all the way off. I dropped him halfway, and he rode his bike the rest of the way to his cousin's house. And he said, "I'll call you the next day," which he always calls the next day. There was no worry about it. But I didn't hear from him. And I'm like, what's going on? The next day when I hear from him, he's like crying. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And he's like, I'm in jail, and I have this red band on my arm. I'm like, a red band? What does it say? He says, it says life or death. So like a high-speed chase. The police are trying to get them. The cousin drops the car in a dead end, throws a gun in Marcello's lap, and runs out the door. Marcello, he's like, what in the world? He said that's when he realized something, this is not right. So he said, I always asked him why he didn't try to run, because evidently the cousin ran and got away. Why didn't he try to run? And he was like, I didn't even know what was going on. I just picked the gun up and just kind of tossed it right there outside the car. And when the lady officer called me, I walked up to her. They put me on the ground, and that was it.
Could part of it be the way they treated you racially or racial discrimination by any chance?
That's what I kind of feel that it was based on, because they wouldn't do anything. Like, they wouldn't check the 7-Eleven surveillance to see if he was really at the store. They wouldn't put up any type of defense for him. It was the surveillance, and then they said that he had robbed the two people that were in the car, that he robbed them at a club that was just across the street from the gas station. Right. So I'm like, okay, can we please check that? They wouldn't check that surveillance. They wouldn't check anything. They didn't pull anything. When the car was stopped, they didn't find none of Marcello's fingerprints. They say they never found that gun. which I find that hard to believe if the gun was stopped right in the vicinity of the car.
Right. How much time did he get?
They got as many charges as they can out of it. It ended up being a robbery with a firearm and attempted robbery. So he ended up getting 6 charges total that they got out of the act, and they gave him 40 years on 4 of the charges and 30 years on 2 of the charges.
Wow. So really, pretty much you have to get back into court and prove his innocent. And remember this too. The family does more investigating than other people will ever do. So if you can pick like 3 or 4 people to go through his transcripts and see what each person finds, people that you trust, of course, and compare your notes, you could have hired an investigator, but I would say try it yourself first. And tell him to spend all his time in a library when we're over COVID. I mean, he's got to study the law, because if not, they're going to take advantage of him just because he doesn't know the law that well. And none of us are supposed to know it. I do believe he's innocent, and you need to gain support in Florida to help you in whatever motions you're working on or how to get him back into court. You're going to need people to help you with that. So if there's any attorneys watching, from what county are you from again?
I'm in Orange County.
Okay, from Orange County, Florida, Keita Cadillac needs help for her husband, who is not guilty of his crime. That's correct, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And of course, you could give your email out if you want to. Anybody could email you if they can help. It doesn't make a difference if you're from Ohio, but if you could do some research to help Keita, that would be really awesome. Do you have an email?
Yes, it is Dixon, Dixon, Keita, Kita, @yahoo.com. He has a total of 6 charges that they pulled. 4 of the charges carry 40 years, and 2 of the charges carry 30. And they sentenced them under a Florida law called 1020 life. That was like a law that they had to charge you. Like, if you had a gun, you had to get 10 years, no matter what the circumstances.
That's new. That is new, the 10 years. It was 3 years before.
Oh, yeah, prior to the 2000s. And then 20 if you pulled the gun, and it was life if you fired it. So that law has been overturned a few years back. I think 2016 they overturned the law. But the thing with Marchello, if they never found the gun, never ever found the gun. But if they are going to charge him with the gun was never said to even been fired. So I don't understand how they jumped the 10, 20 and jumped to life. And now that law is saying that it's unconstitutional, but the judge sentenced him surpassed what he should have sentenced him under 10, 20 life.
Right.
He sentenced him past that. So that's where I'm like, I fought for his innocence for years, and it gets very tiring. And I'm at this point, like, even if this robbery took place where they never even proved they didn't, the money that he was found with was not even how much that the people said was taken from them. And none of that matches up. But even if it was a robbery, 40 years and you have nothing, you don't have a gun, you don't have evidence, nobody was hurt, nobody was killed, nobody was shot. I'm not understanding 40 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, usually they run the charges concurrent. It would be like, I don't know, like say if one of them was 10 years and the other one was, say, 5 years.
Oh, they did. It was 40, 40, 40, 40, and 30 and 30. So they ran them concurrently.
Yeah, but that time is ridiculous for those charges.
All right, guys, just did the interview. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous. I was nervous, but I think I did okay. Y'all can check it out. I'm gonna link it or share it. I'm gonna do something with it. But y'all, make sure y'all support, please. It's time to get the word out. Like, he's done enough time. This man was 19 years old when this happened. 19. We're 39 now. He just turned 39. And he was charged for robbery. Is that long? And nothing was taken. Nobody was shot, hurt, killed. Y'all already know that whole scenario. It's hard. Maybe I should, if I make a song out of it, maybe I can remember it real fast. Because it's a mouthful. But it's time for him to come home, finally. It's your girl, Cadillac. I had to take a nap. I was so tired after that interview. Excuse me, I just put that contact in. Oh, it's kind of hurting a little bit. I guess it'll settle in. I'm either wearing it too long. They call it wear time, how long you can wear your contact. I'm probably pressing it, but, you know, I gotta see. I was tired after the interview, so now I'm gonna get up. I bought Funk Fest tickets. They had canceled that, but now that they said that it's back on, and T.I., yeah, Tip, T.I.P., Tip, not Q-Tip, Tip is gonna be there. I got to be there too. So I'm about to get up. I'm finna do Project Reach the World. So the next person I want to reach is T.I. Let's see, can I reach him? Can I get his attention? I do have the they called it vibranium tickets. Vibranium. I passed the platinum. I'm in vibranium. So I better be like really close. And you know, social distancing, you know, all in order. But I need to be 6 feet away from T.I. What you know about that? Alright, so yeah. So I gotta go. I want to show y'all how I get ready for something like this. This gonna be a rush. Because I literally bought these tickets this evening. And the show's tomorrow. And I work tonight. Well, really, it ain't tonight no more. It's tomorrow. But I work in the a.m., early a.m.s. So it's about 5 o'clock. I ain't really got that much time to throw no painting and a hairpiece. I'm going to rock one of my hairpiece. But the good part, the good part, where did I go to Funk Fest? I don't know if it was last year. You know, these years, just like my days go back to back to back, the years do too. So I tend to forget what year was what. But I went to Funk Fest. And T.I. and Erykah Badu, Monica was there. I don't know if that was last year. But I started a hairpiece and I couldn't finish it. I was doing way too much on it and could not finish that hairpiece before Funk Fest. It's a Cadillac.